Birdman.
Hey, I'm Michael.
It's time to get on target at
The Hub.
Boom.
Boom. Boom. So, last week we talked about suppressors, Canic. This week we're going to talk about NFA. How do you do it? What's the best way to do it? Trust, no trust, the rundown.
Really? Okay, cool.
Full rundown. So, in my opinion, it is still a good move to get a trust. Before 41F, you actually had a point to get a trust, which was you didn't have to get background checked as much. And I mean that. Like, if you put it in a trust, the trust was the owner of the item, or an LLC or a legal entity was the owner, and they couldn't background check an LLC or a trust, so whatever was in it wasn't background and was issued to you. Well, as that sounds, there were people that started businesses, legally bought full autos and suppressors and stuff, and then legally transferred those guns to cartels and people that shouldn't have them.
Ouch.
So, and it was all done legally. So, I believe it was during Obama's administration, they passed 41F, which added regulations on trusts. And everyone in the trust had to fill out a responsible person questionnaire, which fingerprints them, photos them, and gives them the background check questions so that the FBI can run the background check for the ATF. So that happened. So when that was happening, we sold suppressors like gangbusters because people wanted to get them in before they changed the rules.
They did, too.
So 41F happened, and suppressor sales kind of dropped off for a while. Well, now they're back up again because current administration, no one knows what's going to happen. So, or future administration.
Yeah. Elect.
Yeah. That
Office of
elect.
Elect. Yeah.
Federal Express. It's super federal, super official. So, in 20 days, we don't know what's going to happen, or less. I
think it already happened.
It already happened. Dang it. Dang it.
We look into the future sometimes, and we're actually in the future now, so.
Yeah, we're in the future. So, it happened. I don't know what's happening, though, yet. So don't get mad at me if something else is happening.
So while we exist in the past.
You know, we are in the past, but we're in the future, and
that's really
yin and yang, and we're all missed in time.
Right.
You know, so if we look at the movie Lucy, and you fast forward us, we don't exist, man. We don't exist. Think about that. I'm just playing. So anyway, so 41F happened, changed that. Now everyone's background checks. Now everyone's got responsible person questionnaires to fill out. So there's still, why would you get a trust or an LLC then? Well, if you are married, if you have a girlfriend, if you have friends, if you have family members, and they live with you, or you want them to have the ability to possess that suppressor without you there, or short barrel shotgun, or whatever, you need to have them on the trust.
The trust.
So, to me, Rob's married, he has kids. We set up a trust where his wife is on it. If she needs to possess the gun, if she has to use it in self-defense, and he's not there, it's not a red flag anywhere. It's legal. It's.
Ooh, I got a question.
Yeah.
So let's say, because I've been divorced before. Mm-hmm. So in the trust, can I add or take people out of the trust?
Yes.
Okay. And
yes, you
what's
can.
that process look like?
You have to amend the trust, and then you have to send the ATF an amendment. If you're adding people, they have to go through the background check, and if you're removing people, it's pretty easy. You send them a letter saying, I'm removing this person.
Okay.
And here's the new trust that says they're not in it.
Is there a person who controls the trust?
Yeah, the main
There's
trustee.
A primary. Okay.
Yeah, so a trust there's a single person trust where I'm the only person in the trust. This is the person that I'm appointing to protect me from my beneficiary, and that's that. And then there's a co-trustee trust, which is what most people do, which is like what you have, where you, your wife, you, whoever, are co-trustees. You're the main trustee, though.
Okay.
So you're the one that can actually buy and sell and remove
Okay.
and add.
Cool. Oh, so I can sell my suppressor to somebody.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. This is where NFA gets hard. So the only person that can possess the suppressor is the people that are in the trust or on the trust.
Okay.
So if you're selling it, the paperwork takes 5 to 10, to a year to do. So you give the person the money, you then submit the paperwork, and they're supposed to keep the item for that time. So it's a very big gray area. They're the only ones that can possess it. So some stores will put it on a repair book. They'll clean, inspect, repair, and there'll be a mediator for the people. That's a little bit of a gray area. If you ask the ATF, they could say, well, that's not legal, even though it is. But that's about the only. Otherwise, most people, and I hate to say this, I'm sure the ATF knows it, they do it illegally.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you $10,000 for that and letting you take it home with you.
Right.
No, here's the 10 grand. There's the paperwork submitted. I'm taking it with me. It's mine now. So that's the bad part about NFA items. It really is it's a gray area when it comes to selling, in the fact that what do you do with it for the person buying it? There's
Right.
It's not like a retail store where you're like, oh, I know the hub's not going anywhere. It's, what if he moves? What if he doesn't call me? What if he doesn't answer the phone? I mean, there's so many what ifs, and it's just, so people cover their butt, usually take the item.
So more realistically, what happens if Grandpa dies?
Same thing, like
You get into the end, you find he's got like 5 or 6 suppressors.
if they weren't ever registered, game over.
Okay.
If they were registered in a trust or he owned them, you would just have to go through the.
Probate or something like that. You have to go through the court, or do you have to...
No, you would just submit the paperwork to the ATF to switch ownership. Theoretically, either the ATF or if the ATF would be the only ones that could really possess them.
Okay.
So it's a little, and I'll be honest, it's a gray area for me because I haven't had anyone die on me yet.
Right. Okay.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
So
you're going through the process. You want to get this trust. How do you get it done? And can the hub facilitate that, help that? How does that happen?
So we don't do any trusts. You need to be a lawyer to write trusts. We are partnered with Silencer Shop. Silencer Shop is the biggest NFA dealer in the country. They're actually what I call a distributor. So we buy our suppressors. They're one of the people we buy suppressors through.
Okay.
So what's cool about them is they have these kiosks, and the kiosks are in all shops around the country. And so if you are doing a trust and you name your brother who's in Nevada as a possessor on the trust,
Okay.
he can actually, you set him up in the system, and then it sends him a code, and he goes to the local shop that has a kiosk and does his fingerprints and his photos and everything there.
Oh, wow.
And then it updates it and gets it done. Silencer Shop sells trusts. It's about I want to say it's like $150, something like that.
Okay.
And the cool thing is it's written by the best NFA lawyer in the country.
Nice.
So no better person. This guy wrote the laws basically, on current stuff, and really, really respect this guy. Met him at SHOT Show last year. The way to go. So they also do a single shot trust, which is essentially one item, one person, with the ability to later, if you were like, I want to add someone later, you could.
Okay.
So that's where I would go. If you came into this hub and were like, I want to trust, I'd have you buy it on Silencer Shop's website. We'd then do your profile through the kiosk in store. Between the two, we're ready to go.
Nice. So after you get the trust done and you purchased your first suppressor, okay, you've got to do all this fingerprinting stuff. You want to buy another suppressor. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you have to go through the whole fingerprinting and all that stuff again, or?
No. So that's the cool thing with the kiosk is we set up your profile under an email. Once you have that set up for a year with photos and 3 years with fingerprints, or actually, I'm sorry, it may be the other way. I can't remember. It's one of the two. It's either
Okay.
it's either a year with fingerprints and 3 years with photo, or one of the other way. Your profile is good for that time. So if you ever want a suppressor again, you walk in, you either say, I want that one, here's my email, assign it, or you go online to our direct link and you buy it. So yeah, it makes, once you have a profile, it makes suppressor purchases easy.
Easy. Okay.
And there's no more coming in and signing a million forms. You literally get sent an email with a DocuSign. You sign it one time and press enter a bunch of times to however many documents, and it is what it is.
Nice.
So the working with Silencer Shop has made the process streamlined.
That's cool.
No more do we have to get you to go get fingerprints done at the police station only on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 4. No longer do we have to make you go to Walgreens to get $20 passport photos.
Silly question. So I've got 2 trusts because we did them different ways as we evolved this process.
Well, you have one that was pre-41F and one that is 41F.
Right. Can I get those and put them into a new trust?
You could, but you're going to pay $200 each item.
Oh, you're going to pay for the tax stamp again. Okay, never mind.
Change of ownership.
There you go. Never mind.
Change of ownership, yeah.
So I'm fine with those, but if I come in to do, I do another one with Silencer.
So no, we would actually take your second trust.
Okay.
And we would just upload it
to
Silencer Shop. So if you have a pre-existing trust, we can upload that to Silencer Shop and add items to it. Your original one, the pre-41F, we would leave alone.
Okay.
That one's background, that one's grandfathered in with no fingerprints, no photos.
Right.
So we usually leave those alone. And that's what I recommended to all my customers that had trust pre-41F. That was the point of doing it. You know, while everyone rushed in was, I want to get back, I don't want to have all this info with the ATF. So why give it to them after we did that?
Right.
So we just, and I know you're saying, well, you just gave it to them with the new trust. Well, sure. But the old one is still grandfathered in. So, but no, NFA is super easy. It really is. You have different forms. So you got a Form 1. Form 1 is manufacturing of firearm, of suppressor, of short barrel shotgun, of short barrel rifle, of all other weapon. So if you're making it,
Yes.
you're Form 1ing it.
Right.
That is the fastest way to get anything right now. 2 to 4 weeks, our average turnaround time.
Wow.
So you would actually go into the ATF's website, you would go to the e-forms, you make a profile, and then you submit a Form 1 under your profile. You give them all the info, the length, overall length, barrel length, the serial number you're deciding it to be, if it doesn't have one already, etc. You put all that in there, 2 to 4 weeks, they get you a stamp back after you pay the $5 to $200. Form 3, Form 2, Form 3 are dealer side. So really Form 2 doesn't matter for us. Form 3, a Form 3 is a dealer-to-dealer transfer. So when I'm sending a suppressor to another state, to another dealer, to my store in Tucson, I Form 3 it to that store. It's a tax-free transfer. So it's the same as a Form 4.
Right.
It just doesn't require the $200 or $5 stamp. What's the difference between $5 and $200? All other weapons, $5 tax stamp. Suppressor, short barrel shotgun, machine gun, $200 stamp. That's the difference. So one's 5, one's 200. Those are the two numbers. And then Form 4, what I just said, is a to you stamp. So when a manufacturer makes a firearm or a short barrel, or a firearm, a short barrel rifle, short barrel shotgun, or a suppressor, they Form 3 it to us, then we Form 4 it to you. Yeah. So those are the different forms. Like I said, if you're going to make something, you're going to do a Form 1. So you just purchased a can online. You want to you want to get it. How do you get it? You find a local dealer that is an SOT. We are an SOT. You then transfer it to us. We connect with that dealer. We get them our SOT and our FFL. We then do the Form 3. We then, once it comes in, call you. You come in, do the kiosk. We start the Form 4 process. And then while you wait, as we said, depending on if you bought it or from us, you get to shoot it free or with a range fee.
There you go.
So super, super simple. Suppressors, short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns, full autos, all $200. Excuse me.
Woohoo!
So all $200. All other weapons, $5. What's an all other weapon? So a shotgun that is less than 18.5 inches without a stock. So just a pistol grip and a forward grip is an all other weapon. So it's a little bit of a gray area. All other weapons, if you have a question on it, message us. I'm happy to help you there. Look them up. We could talk about a whole show about all other weapons. We could talk a whole show about full auto, each one of them. So, but this one's about more of the process of how to do it. So with us, like I said, come in, we start you on the kiosk, we create the profile, we take pictures, we do fingerprints, you answer all the questions, you then select the suppressor in-store or online, you DocuSign, I then DocuSign, and we wait.
There you go.
Yeah, so very, very easy process. If you're thinking about getting a suppressor, do it. And the reason I say that is it takes time. The longer you sit there and wait and wonder, the longer you could have had it.
Yeah.
I know so many customers that literally we talked about it. They were like, no, I don't want to wait that long. A year later, they went, man, I wish I would have just done it.
Would have done it.
I would have had it now. And I went, yep. And then they start it. And a year later from that, they have it. So it's one of those things where buy it and forget about it. We'll call you when it's back. We get the stamps in and we call the customers. It's one of the best things ever to be like, hey, your stamp came in. You've been waiting a year. You happy? You can hear the excitement on their on the phone.
It's like Christmas. It's it's a surprise Christmas.
Exactly. So, as always, I try to back up my fellow dealers. Don't be bombarding them with, calls every day. Did my stamp come in?
Is it in yet?
Don't call the ATF every day with, there's only a limited number of people that review for suppressors and NFA items. And the more they're talking on the phone, the less they're reviewing. So don't call them. Call them once every couple months or more than that.
Or just don't.
Yeah. I mean, the cool thing with Silencer Shop too is you see when the check's cashed. So they'll actually tell you in your profile, check was cashed this date.
That's cool.
So, I mean, it doesn't say stamps coming back, like tomorrow, but you see more than just a normal person submitting it through, a check. So, or a cashier's check or whatever. So, so that's Silencer Shop. Like I said, if you have any questions on that, make sure you message us. There's definitely, some more aspects with, like we were talking about selling it privately and other stuff like that. Dealer to dealer transfer is super easy. So if you're in another state, you want a suppressor that we have, I love doing that because all I have to do is sell it to you, transfer it. And then that store takes care of all the paperwork with you. So any other questions, like I said, message us. Hub Talk for today. So, lots been going on. Like I said, we added new classes last week. Well, actually, we added them a few weeks before that, but we talked about it in last week's Hub Talk. This week, I don't have too much.
Well, that was a big Hub Talk in itself because it's all the benefit that you get from the Hub, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What can we talk about? What's going on?
Now keep in mind you can do trainings one-on-one or you can do trainings in groups. So that's a flexibility here.
Yep.
You can also, get back to that whole renting a gun before you buy it. there's so many guns that are on the range that you can rent that you wouldn't believe, or types of gun. At least, I mean, if it's not the specific one, you're at least in the range of what you're looking at.
Yeah.
And those things come into play. That's a good benefit here. Try it before you buy it.
So we're talking about NFA. We have a new brand coming. A lot of you actually know it. Rex suppressors, high-end suppressors for not a high-end price. So full titanium cans start in about the $5.99 area.
Dang.
Go up to about $1,000. The $1,000 being 2 cans in one, literally. You just remove the end cap and you can either build it long or you can build it short, or so you kind of got 2 cans in one.
Nice.
So super, super cool cans, very quiet, very high end. I can actually work with them and make a can for you. So if you're like, Mike, I want the 308 can with 10 baffles instead of the 5, I can make that. So he will make us whatever we want. Like I said, I keep saying the same thing over again. The quality is just gorgeous.
Awesome.
And being an all titanium can, he doesn't coat these, so you really see the kind of the colors.
Does it patina over time?
Yeah, it kind of gets deeper and more blue and more bronze, and just super, super awesome. So, going with the NFA theme just popped into my head. So you're going to start seeing pistol cans, rifle cans. They're like Crow used to be, where if you get a 358 can, it'll shoot 338, 9mm, 308, all in one. So make sure you look for those. They should be hitting Tucson soon, and as soon as we get them into Tucson, we'll start transferring a few up to Lakeside. So that's the hub talk. That's what I got for today. I'm sorry it took me so long. Sometimes I just got too much going on. So, but yeah, like Rob said, also utilize the range program. The range programs are $15 for 1 rental, $25 for 2, $30 for 3. You buy our ammo and our lane fee, and you can try, if you do the 3, you can actually try those 3 guns or any other pistol in the range program.
And you can shoot with their suppressors on the range as well.
Yes.
So that's something that not just the gun, you can shoot suppressed.
Yes. So yeah. It's a super cool program. If you're ever wondering, should I buy this gun? How does this shoot? Go shoot it. And if you like it, we'll actually give you $15 back towards the gun purchase.
There you go.
So if you only try one gun, you actually just a range fee and ammo, and that's all you did, and you were able to know if you liked the gun or not. So it's a very cool program. So that's the show for today. If you have any questions, like I said, on NFA stuff, make sure you comment below or send us an email or a message. I'm Michael.
I'm Birdman.
We'll see you next time.
Okay, so still, like, you guys suck at Valentine's stuff. Just saying. Anyways, thanks for subscribing.
Check out thehubaz.com, Facebook, and more.